ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the only live Monday through Friday lacrosse talk show on the planet. I am your host, Michael Karvelis, and this is Daily Dive. It is Wednesday, January 14th, 2026, and this show begins now. Utica Yeti says, let the game begin. Welcome back, sir. We appreciate them. So on today's, by the way, we are live streaming via the airwaves of North American Talk Radio on YouTube. Please be sure to subscribe to the channel before you leave today's episode for other great shows, live sports, this show's notifications, and, of course, other great videos at North American Talk Radio. We thank you for tuning in. On today's awesome show, I'm going to first talk about why I believe the Saskatchewan Rush should be the favorites. I know the books don't say that, as I'll get to, but I just have a feeling there's a chink in the armor in the Northeast. And I'll tell you why. Then I will talk about the play that is now getting traction from a couple of weeks ago when Tyrell Hamer-Jackson appeared to dive at the knee of Mitch DeSnew. I'll talk about that and what my thoughts on it, and plus what Curtis Dixon said about it. And finally, I'll get to my NLL Power Rankings. We appreciate you guys for tuning in to the show. Before we get started, this show is presented by the ticketing platform at natalkradio.com. Head over to the North American Talk Radio's website and click the event tickets tab today. When you do that, it takes you straight to Vivid Seats, and there you can type in your favorites or local National Lacrosse League team. It doesn't even have to be the NLL. You can type in any event in your area, like the crappy Hot Wheels Monster Trucks thing that I went to that was geared for 10-year-olds. Maybe less, by the way. But head over there now. There's also a direct link in the description below, so check that out as well. Alrighty. Now, obviously, I have to full disclosure, when we get to our power rankings, I have not made that graphic. I was like, I knew I was forgetting something, and that's what it was. But I still have my power rankings ready, just saying there will not be a graphic displaying that. Oh, Michael Day said, got tickets. There you go. Thank you, Michael Day. Hope you had a great day when you did that. Wow, that was bad. All right, so we got to talk Saskatchewan Rush. Now, this segment is that I believe the Saskatchewan Rush are the favorites. Technically, according to Vegas and the Polar Bears, they're not. Hutton Jackson every week. Great job with this, by the way. He puts out something that is the longest NLL title odds across the U.S. sports books. Now, this obviously is not cool bet because the great Polar Bears will not let us look at cool bets in the U.S. He's in Maryland, Hutton Jackson is. But Buffalo Bandits are plus 500 at Caesars. That's 5-1. Nighthawks are plus 750 at Bet Rivers. And then the Rush at Bet Rivers are plus 800. That's an issue for me. Because I do like the fact that Rochester, I like it. I do see the fact that Rochester beat Buffalo, but I once again believe the people, or at least the books, are disrespecting the Rush. I'll say it. Like, are people aware the Rush are 5-1? Are people aware of that? Are they aware that the Rush are the best road team in the National Lacrosse League the last 2 or 3 years? What about the fact that the Rush were, tied at or down 1 at the end of the first half in Game 3 of the finals in Buffalo until that second half happened? The Rush were there. And once again, they're being doubted. But Buffalo did not just lose to Rochester. And they lost to Halifax. And Halifax went in their barn and pantsed them like 9-8 in overtime. Like, Halifax tried to rough it up with Buffalo. Buffalo fell for it. And for once, Halifax was on the good end of the penalties. The Rush beat Halifax twice. Their loss was to GFT, to the Ottawa Black Bears, which seems like forever ago at this point. The Rush walked into Vegas and beat the dog crap out of the Desert Dogs. I am finding it hard to believe, and I know that Vegas will always give Buffalo the benefit of the doubt because they are the defending three-time champions. But if you're going to act like Rochester beating them leapfrogs the Nighthawks over the Rush, I have a bridge to sell you over flat land. I don't see it. I believe the Rush are the favorites right now. I believe if you ask people in the league, I think they're probably more scared of the Rush. Because, guys, Buffalo is showing something isn't right. And I'm not saying the Bandits will not be great, because the Bandits right now are 3-2. That was convenient. They're 5th in the standings. They're looking good, okay? But losing to Halifax in Buffalo and then going to Rochester, a place where it was probably 40% Buffalo fans around that area, and you guys always beat Rochester in the regular season and the playoffs. It's weird. And Rochester was on the second night of a back-to-back. It's weird that Buffalo could not find a way. Dane Smith and Josh Byrne combined 2 goals on 35 shots. Now, I know Kyle Buchanan had 4 goals. But I don't see how Rochester beating them in that one game is justification for Rochester being above the Rush. Also, Vancouver Warriors, everybody's preseason favorite, like they were the preseason champions, and even I picked them to win the NLL finals. I'm skeptical of the Warriors right now. I feel like that offense is having a very hard time trying to balance the mouths to feed. When you take the team from last year and drop in a little bit of Curtis Dixon, a drop of Jesse King, that should matter, and they should explode. They're not. Egos are somehow not working there. I don't think we're giving the Rush enough respect. And again, I know the Polar Bears are not going to until it's all said and done. But I'm telling you now, the Rush are the favorites. I believe, like I said before, they're great on the road. Oh, and by the way, Ryan Keenan, we know who's capable with the Rush of scoring. Austin Shanks is great. Zach Mans. Robert Church still exists and is still in Saskatchewan. If Ryan Keenan is going to be the guy, I'm not even mad. The guy scored a sock trick one game after scoring like 4 goals. Like, this team is loaded. Mike Messenger and Jake Boudreau are legendary. Matt Accioni might be one of the fastest guys in the league. It honestly looks like to me the Rush are the favorites. Again, Buffalo lost to Halifax in Buffalo and then didn't look that great against Rochester when 40% of their fans packed the bar. That is not a good look, man. And it's funny because Paul Dawson is still has, I believe, 10 block shots or something along those lines. So he's still doing that. I don't know. And I have said before, and obviously you can poke fun of this, but the crease thing with that new rule, I don't think that's affecting them. I just think Matt Vince is still getting older. And Dane and Josh are not going to just. Dane and Josh are great, but it feels like the balance is off in Buffalo. And I could be wrong. Buffalo has started slow before, but it finally feels like as Buffalo has started slow, it's not that they're falling, it's that other teams are creeping up. So I feel like as the league gets better, as the parity got better because of recent CBA stuff, I feel like it looks like to me the Rush are right there. I'm going to say they're the favorites. Again, Vegas or the Polar Bears do not agree. I'm saying the Rush, it's their title to lose. Mark it right here. January 14th, 2026, Michael Karvelis says the Saskatchewan Rush, this is their NLL Finals to lose. I don't care who they play. I don't care if they play Buffalo. The Rush are going to be right there when it's all said and done. I firmly believe that. Buffalo's not always saying trouble, but Buffalo's going to be on the like looking up. Rochester, I'm still want to see more from them against Vancouver when they have a doubleheader against them pretty soon. We'll see. We will see. Speaking of Buffalo, one of their veteran defenders, Mitch DeSnew, suffered an injury at the hands of another player from Las Vegas, Tyrell Hamer-Jackson. While we cannot play the video, up next I will give you my thoughts on that play. Was it fair or foul? Curtis Dixon thinks it's one of the dirtiest plays he's ever seen. We'll be right back to Daily Dive. Don't go anywhere. I know you won't.
You're listening to North American Talk Radio, the all-new talk radio station featuring sports, movies, politics, mental health, and more. Check us out at natalkradio.com and subscribe today. Buy event tickets straight from our website to help the cause and get tickets to your favorite events for less. That's natalkradio.com. Thanks for listening.
BetUS and North American Talk Radio have partnered to bring you the preferred betting platform in the United States, and you will get a deposit bonus of up to 150% if you use promo code 12. I'm a cowboy and a gambler. I wrangle my bets on BetUS, and I use the promo code 120Z to get free money. Yee-haw! That's BetUS and promo code 120Z. Now giddy up.
Welcome back to Daily Dive. I'm your host, Michael Karvelis. You are tuned in to the only live Monday through Friday lacrosse talk show on the planet, and still the best, you know what I'm saying? We just talked about the Rush. I believe, even though Vegas and the Polar Bears might disagree, I think the Saskatchewan Rush are the favorites in the National Lacrosse League right now. So, eat me. Stay tuned for my power rankings, by the way. Again, I don't have the graphic, but I will have the teams ready, so stay tuned for that in the last segments. All right. This is going to be tough. So, on January the 3rd, when the Las Vegas Desert Dogs and the Buffalo Bandits played that Tucker Out Lymphoma Cup game, the Bandits did win 15-13. In that game, however, there was a play where Tyrell Hamer-Jackson looks like he loses his footing and then falls sideways straight into the knee, or at least the leg of Mitch DeSnew. So here's the thing. I remember, I did not see the tweet first, but I remember people showing me the tweet when Meg DeSnew, who I believe is the wife of Mitch DeSnew, Meg shows a video of that play and is basically saying, this was cheap or something like. Let me get to that tweet real quick so I can say her words exactly. Where is it at? When did Vegas sign Tanya Harding? This was 100% intentional. Okay, so that's what she tweeted out. And when I first saw that, it was like that Monday. So I guess it was what, the Monday, the 5th. I decided, because I thought it was like, and I'm one of those people, you guys know me. If you see me on Twitter, which is probably why you're watching the show, you probably have seen me say, like, I'm not afraid to call out dirty stuff, okay? I believe it doesn't belong in the league. And when I first saw that, I was like, oh man, I don't know. So I also was waiting to see if she would delete it, because I thought that if it lasted a couple of days, Mitch DeSnew would obviously see that. And if she did not delete it, I'm like, oh, okay. It feels like she is going to it feels like he agrees it was intentional, something like an intent to injure, right? So I'm saying that to say this, because Adam Levy then quotes the tweet finally. I guess, I'm sure he saw it, one of the first ones to see it as well. He quotes it, and then Curtis Dixon sees it, and he quotes it. Curtis Dixon saying it was one of the dirtiest plays he has ever seen. For those that don't know, Curtis Dixon, I believe, is 37? He's 37 years old, has been around the block a few times, I'd say. So Curtis says that. Lax Tillyman, a very popular lacrosse account, goes on Instagram and talks about it as well. I thought I'd address it now. I have watched that play probably 100 times. Well, I was 50. I'll say 50. I have rewinded it. I've played in slow motion, and I keep coming away with the same takeaway. And believe me, I see both arguments, but I keep seeing the same thing. Tyrell Hamer-Jackson trips on his own footing, it looks like, realizes a Bennett's player is going for the ball, and so he goes to try to block that player. Was it a dirty play in hindsight? Yes, because DeSnew got hurt. And if the reporting is correct, DeSnew will not be back until the end of January-ish. So, again, the consequences of the play, I guess, in hindsight, was dirty. But do I think that Tyrell Hamer-Jackson saw Mitch DeSnew and said, oh, yeah, I'm going to take out your knee? I don't think so. I think it's very hard to tell from that video alone. And again, the consequences of that play make it worse. But I don't think anybody can 100% say that the play was an intent to injure Mitch DeSnew. I'm not saying it's not possible, because I don't know these people personally. We may have fun with our Tonka segment with Tim Dillon. I'm not paid by anybody, like Loading Lacrosse or anybody. And even if I was, I would still have some integrity and say what it was. I don't think, and again, I could see both sides. I don't think anyone can look at that play and say, yes, Tyrell Hamer-Jackson dove straight in. It's one of the dirtiest plays I've seen. I disagree. And I don't have to play any sports to say that, because I've seen dirty plays. I don't know if that was necessarily 100% one of them. Again, it might be in hindsight, but what if DeSnew was not injured? Does Maggie even share it? Probably not. That's my point. So, chop it up in the comments if you want. I see both sides. I'm not going to say that it was an intent to take out a guy, because I feel like the play would have looked even worse than that. If you're going to trip and, oh no, my guy's not going to get the ball, if this guy comes over, I'm going to lunge. Sure, it's a dangerous play, but I don't think it's dirty, if that makes sense. So there you go. Alrighty, folks. When we come back, we're going to talk about not the standings, but rather my NLL Power Rankings. It's my turn, said Michael Karvelis. We route out a daily dive. Don't go anywhere, folks.
You're listening to North American Talk Radio, the all-new talk radio station featuring sports, movies, politics, mental health, and more. Check us out at natalkradio.com and subscribe today. Buy event tickets straight from our website to help the cause and get tickets to your favorite events for less. That's natalkradio.com. Thanks for listening.
BetUS and North American Talk Radio have partnered to bring you the preferred betting platform in the United States, and you will get a deposit bonus of up to 150% if you use promo code 120Z. Take it from me, I'm a cowboy and a gambler. I wrangle my bets on BetUS, and I use the promo code 120Z to get free money. Yee-haw! That's BetUS and promo code 120Z. Now giddy up.
Welcome back to Daily Dive once again. I'm your host, Michael Karvelis. I appreciate you tuning into the only live Monday through Friday lacrosse talk show on the planet. We are asking that you head over to natalkradio.com and click the event tickets tab if you want to get to the next event in your area. It takes you straight to the Vivid Seats platform. You can type in that the place of your choosing in the search bar. I have gotten word that the Edmonton crowd, there might be around 3,500 to 4,000 people in seats. So for the unboxed game on Friday, I'm hoping it's more than that. I'm not sure how much that building is open for. I would assume it's more than that. But if there is about 4,000 people, whatever. All right, so again, that's the stuff that's the word that I'm getting. So take that as you will. Interesting stuff there. All right, it is now on today's show. We have talked about the Saskatchewan Rush. I believe they're the favorites. I know the Polar Bears might disagree. I think they're better than the Buffalo. I don't think Rochester beating Buffalo sells me on the Nighthawks yet, even though I think the Nighthawks are very dangerous. I think the Vancouver Warriors have started slower than I thought they would have. Their egos are kind of scaring me. By egos, I'm just saying that I don't think the players are jerks to each other. I just feel like it's hard to balance that stuff. So there you go. But I think the Rush are the favorites. I think Tyrell Hamer-Jackson's play was dangerous, but not dirty. And if Desnew was not even injured, I don't know if we're even talking about it. Captain says he will be heartbroken if there's not 10,000 fans in Edmonton. If it's not dirty, is it dangerous? Yeah, I think it's dangerous. I think you can say that, like, doing something like it's reckless, but I don't know. To me, like, dirty carries the notion of I'm going straight into you and I hope you get hurt. I feel like dangerous and reckless is a tier below, even though it's not something you want to be a part of anyways. But I think dirty is like my level 10. I think like dangerous or reckless is like level 7. If that, it probably still doesn't make sense, but that's just what I'm saying. There you go. Oh, that's brutal. That's brutal. Real quick, folks. Okay, just gonna tweet something out real quick. No one gets sniped again, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so that's interesting. I'm also getting news of something else here. There is word on that, and we're about to get to my power rankings. There is word that Tyrell Hamer-Jackson was fined and a game misconduct was added. I'm not sure though if the game misconduct and fine was immediately after the play, or was that like after this thing called traction? I'm hoping. I would assume the NLL already knew about it and did this beforehand, but that's interesting. That's interesting. So, again, at the time of 10:26, you're hearing that Tyrell Hamer-Jackson was fined and a game misconduct was given after the fact. That's interesting to hear. All right, folks, let's get into my power rankings. I don't want to wasting more time on this. I do not have a graphic. The graphic will be posted immediately after the show is over, but we're going to get to it here. I told you guys the Roughnecks were going to jump the Wings. I forgot. That's funny. Fined $11 and had to pay for his next game's pregame meal. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Were NLL tickets packaged with hockey tickets at all? Hard info to get, but if they weren't, relying on lacrosse people again will be a good point by CLL. He knows his stuff there. All right, so I had the Roughnecks over the Wings last week. That still stands. 14 is the Wings. 13 is the Roughnecks. Seals remain number 12. I almost put Calgary at number 12. I might do that this week. I know that San Diego plays Vancouver. Calgary plays Georgia. Full disclosure, I think San Diego loses, and I think Calgary wins, if that helps anybody. All right, number 11 for me, dropping 2 spots. Another team that's on thin ice. Las Vegas Desert Dogs. You guys are not very good, man. The goaltending is an issue. And while their offense can put up 15, 21 is not allowed. The Rush are not. I told you guys the Rush were capable, but no one thinks they can do that every game. And when they do it to you, it's an issue. I know they're all pros, but that one's kind of bad. Number 10 for me are the Ottawa Black Bears. They're staying put. They put up a fight against Halifax, even though it wasn't much of one. They still were right there. Number 9, Georgia Swarm. And I wanted to put the Swarm lower. The Swarm's defense has been very good. Brett Dobson's been standing on his head. But remind you, Georgia could fall back very quickly here. I predicted they make the playoffs because of their defense. Lyle Thompson, you are our only hope. We are begging you to step up. I'm not hoping. I'm hoping the excuse, if you will, is Lyle's injured or banged up. But if not, Lyle, come on, man. We need you, bro. All right, top 8 for me. We're going to go 1 to 8. Buffalo, number 1. I know. Saskatchewan has leapfrogged to number 2. And I know I said they're the favorites. I'm still going number 2. Number 3, you know what? Screw it. Because I haven't made the graphic, we're going to do Rush number 1. The Rush are my number 1 team. Number 2 is Buffalo. Number 3 is Rochester. They did gain a spot after beating Buffalo. Vancouver, number 4. They dropped a spot despite winning against Calgary. Number 5, Colorado is up to number 5. I did drop Halifax, number 6. Their antics are an issue. Number 7, Toronto. They're up a spot. And number 8, Oshawa Firewolves. Welcome back to the chat. It's not that they beat Halifax. They crushed Halifax and pissed them off. I love that. Because losing like 12-3 or 11-2, whatever it was, I feel like that was a bad deal. They came back. They rebounded 16-9. That'll do, Donkey. That'll do. Again, Saskatchewan number 1, Buffalo number 2, Rochester number 3, Vancouver number 4, Colorado number 5, Halifax number 6, Toronto number 7, Oshawa back in the chat at number 8. Before we get going, We have, God, the comments are nuts. Captain says don't. I don't know what don't is. Call the way you see it. I've been called out when streaming my games when a player uses a headbutt, a dirtbag play. Yeah, I believe that. Now, granted, Thomas McConvey did not do that, but ask the Wings broadcast, they thought he did. He's a Swarm fan again. How dare you? Trade him. Wow, Kai is against the Thompson bros. Hurt and injured are not the same thing. Good point. Good point by Kai. I mean, he is old, but like if you're gonna play, then like old. Lyle's old. I do know that an early excuse for Lyle was that he played the Mann Cup. I get that. Guys, Lyle is 33. Don't do that. Lyle is 33 and has 3 goals. I know that Curtis Dixon is on a better team. Curtis Dixon's got 10 goals at 37. Don't do that. Lyle Thompson, something is off with the game this year. And I'm hoping Georgia turns it around. It's good for Duluth. It's good for the state, man. We need it here in Georgia. I'm not a Swarm fan, but darn it, it'd be nice if they were competitive. All right, folks. That's it for today's show. Thanks so much for tuning in. You guys are great. The comments were awesome as well. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place. I believe we'll have a big interview tomorrow. It will be pre-recorded, but we will announce that when it's available. Tim Dillon is back tomorrow to talk Jake Naso. Does Jake Naso beat Hamer-Jackson? 71%. And also, Tim Dillon did call Trevor Baptiste's perfect game for what it's worth. We'll do some creating the narrative as well. Thanks so much for watching today's show, everybody. I am your host, Michael Karvelis, saying have a great rest of your day. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place. This is Brian, Daily Dive. Bye.